When we think about growing a successful business, the first thing that comes to mind is, great, I need clients. Where am I going to get my clients from? And I need lots of clients in order to make profit. What if I was to say that this puts us in a state of lack and means that we're chasing the wrong things, and it's the reason why our business is not working? What I'm here to talk to you about today sounds counterintuitive, but it works again and again. By the way, my name is Pete Scott. I'm a sales transformation expert. I've helped quite literally hundreds of businesses to go from burnout, from chaos, from chasing from the next client, to shifting to a place of total calm where they're working with less clients, and here's the clue, but helping them on a deeper level. And to paint the picture here, let's present two different options for you. Option number one, you spend the next 90 days trying to get as many clients as you can. You're pushing, you're doing the work, you're marketing on social media, and you want to onboard as many clients as possible. Option number two is you say, fuck that, I don't want to chase as many clients as possible. What I'm going to do is step back. I'm going to onboard just one client, create real change and transformation for them. Which option would you choose? Now, I understand you might say, well, I want both. I'm forcing you into a decision right now. Do you want to be chasing lots and lots of clients, or making sure that you build from the power of one? The reason why I'm sharing all of this is because this is how I've built my business over the last 15 plus years. And whenever I've shied away from it, or I've got distracted because I've gone down the wrong route, and I thought, oh, we're taking 1,000 clients at a time and run all these challenges and get hundreds and hundreds of people through them. And every single time I've tried that, the profitability of the business has gone down. The quality of the clients coming through have not been close to the sort of clients that I want to work with. And by the way, it's not their fault. It's just the way that I brought them into the business and the way the business was structured. Whenever I've trusted myself and focused on what I believe in, I've then leaned into saying, I'm going to work with less clients and create a deeper change and transformation. And this is purely what works for me, and to work for hundreds of my clients as well, is the fact that I very easily get overwhelmed. If you tell me that I've got to focus on creating a product or offering a solution to hundreds of people, that immediately feels like Everest in my mind. I think to myself, how in the world am I meant to create that change with them? Now, of course, you can create a low ticket product, and I have a number of low ticket products that I've sold over the years, and this can work effectively. But for me, I'm not in this to create a bunch of different products. I'm in this game to change lives. It's truly important for me, everything I do, whether it's a YouTube video or whether I'm working with a client one-to-one, I'm in this to create the biggest meaningful change in the specific area that I specialize in, which is sales transformation. So when I work with my clients, that is all that matters. By stepping back from what everybody seems to teach online, which is get a lot more clients. I know there's a big push at the moment for selling low ticket, and especially subscription or membership. And again, that's all cool. I'm not knocking those business models. All I want to do in this video is just give you an alternative route. And the example here is that I was on social media yesterday, somebody was venting, and they were saying that they've been in their business now for 6 months. They teach people video, but she's super overwhelmed, she's frustrated, she's procrastinating, and mostly she's not making any money. And she's a single mum of 3 kids. And she said, I've had enough, I'm done with this. And the advice coming through, there was some good advice, but most of the advice was relatively generic, which was don't give up, keep going, make sure you're posting on social media consistently, all the things that you tend to hear in the online space. I looked at her work, and what she does is brilliant. And I thought, wow, if you were willing to work with just 1 or 2 clients and create real change for them, you could instantly solve this problem. And the way that I gave her this feedback was to say, you're procrastinating on creating a course right now, because that's one of the things that she said. She'd been planning this course for 6 months and not done any of it. And I said, the reason why you're likely procrastinating on the course is because deep down you don't actually want to do it. And this is just your mind's way of saying, I'm not interested in creating a course, I want to change lives. And I got that vibe, I got that intention when I watched her videos, that she actually does give a damn about the people that she helps. So I said to her, what are your thoughts on just working with 1 client at a time? Invite 1 client in a month and say that they're going to get unlimited access to you. And obviously you have all your boundaries in place, but don't sell them a bunch of sessions. So they've got unlimited access to you for a period of 3 to 6 months, however long you feel it's going to take to create that transformation. And with your first client, bring them in purely as a case study. If you've not got a single client right now, maybe you want to do this one for free, because then you can document the journey, you can repurpose that as marketing, and also you're going to figure out your methodology along the way. Again, there's a lot of copy-paste generic advice when it comes to being known for your unique method. And absolutely, you can be paid more because you have a unique way that you help your clients. But unfortunately, what isn't shared is that you don't create this way, you discover it. And the way that you discover it is by being in the real world helping clients. And I'm not talking about one to many, having 100 clients at a time. That for me, especially if you're starting out in business, or especially you're looking to shift your business maybe more online, if you say, I'm now going to help hundreds and hundreds of people, you've got to remember that it becomes more chaotic. You will need a team in place to help you, and you've got a lot more people to please, and you're not going to be able to serve them on the deepest level. For me personally, I want to create the biggest transformation in the life of my client. Working with less clients allows me to truly be a master in my craft, because now I'm understanding the nuances of what that client is going through, the specific challenges. I can get to know their psychology and what is holding them back. And this power of focusing on one client also stops the overwhelm. So again, if you're creating a product or solution, you're saying, I want this to sell to hundreds or thousands of people around the world, immediately, at least for me, my mind goes into, this is going to be far too much. No matter what, whether I'm creating a video or creating a new product, I'm creating it for one person only. And for me, the best thing of all about focusing this way is that you get to get really shit hot at what you do, because you're helping one client at a time. So from here, you can take on the first client, you can document the journey, and then you make it clear that you're increasing the price for the next client. And knowing that you're working with less clients, you're not going to simply have a click and buy. You're going to ask clients to apply, and then you're going to interview for the next client. Because think about this for a moment. If you're working on a deeper level with clients, you need to make sure that you're the right fit to work together. So you're quite literally creating a high quality of client. And not only this, you can get started with it today. I always say to my clients, the worst thing you can have is to not have a client. So when my clients are procrastinating, they're overthinking about their new course, or they're writing a book, or whatever it is that they're getting stuck with, I say, have you got a client right now? I guarantee the route to instant happiness is having a client that you're working with. I remember years ago when I was totally stuck in my business, and more specifically, I was stuck in my own head. And I went for a walk with my long-term girlfriend, and she said, Pete, the problem is you don't want to be talking about business because it infuriates you. What you want to do is you want clients, you want to be helping people and changing their lives. So why don't you just ask yourself, how do I go and get a client tomorrow? And this is very much how I got started when I first moved to London 15 years ago. I set up as a consultant. I started reaching out to companies, and I was saying, look, if you want to increase your sales, then I am happy to work with you. And in 3 months, we'll increase by, say, 20%. And then you pay me. Once we both agree that your sales have increased by 20%, then you can pay me the agreed fee. And the coolest thing about this was that I went from not being able to get a client to taking on 11 clients in the space of a week, and 10 out of 11 didn't pay me within 3 months. They actually end up paying within 3 weeks. So I went from zero money to having £10,000 in my account, which at that time felt like an immense amount of money. It's still an immense amount of money, right? Funny thing is that I just thought £1,000 sounded good if I helped them to increase sales by 20%. And the best thing of all was, because I didn't have tons of clients, I would go into their business, I would look at their problems directly, I'd understand the nuances of what they're going through. What amazes me, and I'm not here to knock any business coach or mentor, but what I don't understand is how there's a lot of mentors out there that have never stepped foot in a business to consult. And that doesn't make any sense to me. If you're not going into a business and actually seeing the problems and working with them and seeing day to day what it's like to interact with their customers, their clients, then it doesn't really put you in a position to be able to help your market. And again, that's not to knock any mentors or what they're doing. Maybe they do a brilliant job and they found a different way. Okay, again, this is purely from my own experience. So how do we make all of this tangible for you from today? Number one is to know the worst thing that you can have is to not have a client. If you believe in what you do, then the most important thing that you do is go and get a client. And the best way to go about that, if you've got no experience or you've not been able to prove your methodology yet, take on a case study client. You can ask to be paid, or you can do it for free. Just make sure you're not working at a loss, and also let that client know, by the way, I'm going to be charging thousands for this. You can say 8,000, 10,000, whatever amount it's going to be. But for now, I'm actually looking for a number of case study clients, and I feel you'll be the perfect fit for this. If you want to do this, I'm only going to charge you X, or I'm going to do this for free. But a part of the contract is that we are both showing up and making this happen, because I truly believe in the method that I've got, and I know you're going to see the results in your business too. So if that sounds good, let's have a chat, and then we can take the next step in this process. Can you hear the confidence in my language? It is about making sure that within the next 3 to 7 days, you've got a client on your books. That's going to make you feel a lot better. Number 2 is, remember, you're not trying to fill the diary, you're trying to empty the diary. I do a number of videos on this one concept alone, but when we're trying to just get fully booked back to back to back to back with clients, we go into frantic mode, we become chaotic, we're in survival, and everything we do is reactive. And that's why you're going to feel so rushed and stressed out in your business. Take a breath, breathe. You're an expert in what you do, right? It's time to start believing it. Slow down, take a breath, realize the real change and transformation that you can create. And that leads me to my next point. You cannot do any of this if you are focused purely on selling your products and services. You have to be transformational. Clients do not want another product or service. They want real change. They want to transform their life in the specific area that you help them. So for me, when it comes to sales, I make sure my clients are transforming everything in the way that they sell. I give them an entirely different way to sell without the stress, without the burnout. They can sell at a premium, so thousands per client, and they can do this again and again and again. I help them to attain the right mindset for it. That's one thing, but a lot of it is the real life day-to-day work that is required. But every single day that you are coming from this place of, I've got to get lots of clients, you are equally saying that I'm coming from a place of lack and fear, and that I need all these clients in order for this to work. When the opposite is true. What you need is one client, and then you need to prove your methodology, and then you get your next client, and then you prove your methodology again, and then you get your next client. You increase the price and you evolve your methodology along the way. You don't need to worry about all these systems, all this stressing out, having to sell many, many times, and instead you can create that real change and transformation in the life of your client and your life too. Let me know what your thoughts are, your breakthroughs, your aha moments on this video. Drop a comment below, and also if you've not hit the like and subscribe button, make sure you do, and share the love. Anybody else you feel will benefit from these videos on my channel, invite them over here. And by the way, I'm replying to every single comment, so I'll look out for your comment below.